Hello and happy new year. Welcome to the Friendly Show. I am your host and friend, Lee. If you were just watching a second ago, you saw that my mic was off. Um, so I hope you guys had a really lovely holiday. And I hope that you're already started on a happy new year. I have some really exciting things to talk about tonight. So, one of the things that I want to there's a couple things. One of the main things that I want to talk about, and if you saw the description of the show for today, I titled it Streamlining with Compassion, Choosing What Truly Matters. And the reason why I did that is because we just had Mastermind over in our happy hangout. And we were talking about, what our power word is going to be of the year, what our goals are for the year, all of those good, fun things. And what seemed to everybody had different words, everybody had different goals, but the overarching theme that was kind of with everybody was the whole idea of slowing down, honoring what like really matters to us, aligning with what matters. So not just aligning to like use the word aligning because everybody talks about it, but really like stopping to think about, this next quarter or this next year, or this next journey in my life. Am I choosing the things because I feel like I need to, because I should be doing it, because other people are expecting me to do whatever it is? Is it something that I just always say I'm going to do? So, like at the beginning of the year, do you always say that you're going to get healthier? Do you always say that you're going to, get more sales? You're going to do more, 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 more? And everybody inside of Mastermind, when we were having the conversation, we were all talking about really slowing down and honoring ourselves in the decisions that we make this year. And so it really got me to thinking. And one of the big things that I've realized for me is I don't love social media. I just don't. So I, get it. When I'm there, I like connecting with people. I like YouTube to be able to, watch people, especially like authors that I love or scientists that I love or different things like that. I like listening to people. Oh, wow. AB Gabor is here. Well, hello, sir. Happy New Year. I hope your beautiful wife is watching too. If she is, hi, Lizzie. So I do love YouTube for that. And I love the show because I'm able to connect with you guys and we're able to do the lightning round questions at the end. What I don't love is having kind of like time blindness and getting into social media and for one reason, and then just becoming blind and having social media almost attack me and show me what they want me to see. And I don't love that. I also don't love having to juggle, Instagram and Facebook and YouTube and all the things. And so this year I've decided I am not going to be doing that. AB says, I don't either, but it was meant to be for now. Okay. So I'm guessing that you are talking about social media, but it was, yeah, so meant to be. So glad you're on Facebook in this moment because you get to be here with me. So what I've decided for this year, and in this year, I don't know. Will it be the whole year? Maybe. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to experiment for the next 90 days. And for the first quarter, I am actually not going to be on social media doing anything for the Friendly Show, for our happy hangout, for any of that. I am going to reach out to some of my friends to let them know where I'm at because I don't want to just ghost people. I want people to know what I'm doing. But I am only going to be on school. And the reason for that is that's where the community is. That's where my people are, and you guys are my people, but I don't want to juggle being everywhere to see you guys. I want everybody in the same home. And so that way we can be in the free community all week long together. We can be on this podcast on Wednesday nights at 7:30 together with the rest of the happy hangout. We can do the book club and the mastermind and everything all in one place. And school, I've been experimenting with since August. I absolutely love it. I don't know if it's because I drank the Kool-Aid, um, but I really do believe that that is going to be the next really best thing when it comes to social media, because you get to decide um, what you're going to be taking in. And the way that it works is I explained it to one person yesterday, actually. And I was like, the way that I picture it is that school is this huge skyscraper, and there's thousands of rooms inside of the skyscraper, and all of them have really cool hangouts. So there's like some people in one room doing pickleball, there's another room that they're just learning how to ground themselves, there's another room that is teaching people about AI, there's the happy hangout. There's the people that are talking about money. There's people that are talking about shame. There's people that are talking about knitting. Thousands of rooms. And you get to go, and it's open access to everybody. So you get to go into these rooms and see the people that are in there. And if you don't love it, you leave. If you love it, you stay and you get to make new friends and you get to talk about that theme. So it's kind of like Facebook groups without the Facebook feed, without the algorithm, without all the rest of the stuff. And you get to choose who you're hanging out with. And that feels really, really good to me. And so, will I continue this? I don't know. Maybe I will definitely be continuing school, but will I jump back into YouTube? Maybe. But my heart is telling me that I'm not going to. My heart is telling me that if I can just focus on one place, that's going to be the thing for me. Um, and I'm hoping that all you guys are going to follow me over there. So then I don't lose connection with you guys, because I do love this part, the connection with you guys. ABC, AB, ABC, AB says, no one in the right mind should or would attack you. I love you, AB. Oh my gosh, I miss you so much. Happy New Year. Um, so yeah, so I've just decided, and I made this decision fully last night. I weighed it back and forth. Do I want to do this, or do I keep up the podcast here and on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitch, YouTube? I was dabbling. Do I just stick with YouTube and school? But I think I'm going to really just stick with school. And it's looking like for us as a family, 2026 is not going to be much easier than 2025. As you guys know, 2025 was a very heavy year for my family, and it looks like 2026 is going to end up being similar. And so, knowing that, we need to learn from the things that we experience, right? And instead of literally being insane and saying, no, but things are going to be different, even though the situation and the environment is going to be the same, maybe the outcome will be different. No, if this is all going to be the same, then I need to choose what's right for me, hoping that you guys will follow and be with me, because I will hate to lose you guys, but I don't think I will. I think you guys will come over. It's really easy. It's such an easy platform. It's free, just like the rest of these. But I think you'll probably end up finding other communities while you're there that you're going to dig to. So I'm really, really excited about that. Oh, I love and miss you too, AB. So that is the big news. And I know that, like, that's the other thing that I really don't like, is that in YouTube and all these other places and podcasts, what I'm supposed to do is I'm supposed to lead up to this, and I'm supposed to have the episode and leave the cliffhanger at the end. Like, what was the big news? But it's not the way that I run. Like, I just want you guys to know what's on my heart when it's on my heart. Here it is. And now we can do the rest of the episode. And the rest of the episode, I kind of wanted just to tie in to all of these ideas. Like, what does this really mean? Like, how did I get to this decision? And a lot of them was a lot about taking time to reflect, right? So for you in the new year, if you guys were in the happy hangout, you know that in December we were talking a lot about reflecting back on the year, so then we can learn from that data, looking at the year as a data, or as data for what your next year is going to look like. And we can look at it and say, okay, so what in there worked? What in there didn't work? And then what in there just was completely missing, that like, I didn't even think about this, but I really could have been doing this and it would have worked. So going into the new year, instead of just being like, I'm going to add more, 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 instead you can say, okay, you know what? I'm going to keep doing A, B, C, D, because those were really working. I developed some really great skills. I feel really good and alive doing these things. I'm going to get rid of E, F, G, H, right? Those were just kind of a waste of my time. I learned lessons from it, but I'm never going to do it again. And you can just kind of leave that into 2025. And then you can add a few things, maybe that you're like, you know what? I would have now I think I've learned X skill and now I'm ready to kind of elevate it a little bit, that now I can add this extra element, right? Um and so going into the new year, adding more, that's the reason why, you know, two things. Resolutions don't really work, right? Because you're kind of overhauling your whole life and then you're trying to change. Your body will always want to go back to the comfort zone of what you're used to. And so if you try to overhaul too much too quickly, then you'll burn out, and you won't feel safe. Your nervous system won't feel safe. And so you'll revert back to old ways. That's easy. And then you'll coast for the rest of the year. And so sometimes trying to take things off of your plate actually becomes not only the easier option, but the more sustainable option, and opens up more space for you to be able to add later on the things that are really important to you. So maybe taking things off in January will allow you to be able to add more things in March instead of trying to add now with a full plate. Because I know a lot of us were feeling like 2024, we were going into 2025 trying to get rid of 2024, hopping into 25, hoping that it was going to be a better year. It wasn't for a lot of people. I'm really hoping that for you, there were some really magical moments. But overall, people were still feeling scattered and overwhelmed and sad, and a lot was going on. And so now 2026, we all have to do things differently, or you can choose not to. And then 2027 will be the same thing. We'll have the same conversation. But I don't want to have the same conversation in 2027. I want to be like, oh my gosh, wow, even though 2026 was a hard year, look at what I did. Look at how I grew. Look who I really tapped into and became that year. So I think really focusing on that, really honoring who we are, having all the things that we've been talking about all year, radical compassion, letting go, um, being present, all of these things, we can take all the lessons that we learned and package them into 2026 and actually start implementing all the things that we learned in 2025, right? Up to you. But that's what I plan on doing. And so in order to honor that, that's why this decision is going to be made. It has been made. I'm just making the announcement, and I'm really, really excited about it. And so if you're listening to this in the replay and maybe it's February, March, April, come on over. The link is there at the bottom. It's school.com/happy school, the way that you spell it. I'm kind of locked into that URL. But the group is called Happy Hangout, because even that didn't feel aligned to me. Happy School really made me feel like I was the teacher and I knew more than everybody else. And even though I have been coaching and learning and teaching and all of this kind of stuff, um, I feel like I can always learn from other people, and that's what I love doing. I love learning from other people, and I love sharing. That's why masterminds to me are just so freaking magical. That's why we do them every single week, because you get so much. Once you put two brains together, it creates a third brain that's just like you could never imagine the ideas that come from that. Um, and so Anyway, so that's where we're at with that whole thing. I hope you come and follow us over there, become a part of the Happy Hangout. And who knows, you might even start your own community this year. This might be the year that you start your own kind of thing, whether it's a hobby or maybe a full online business. But I really do think that school is the place to do it. But come on over to Happy Hangout. It's free. You can check it out, see if you like it. And then if you do, then you can hop into something for yourself this year. Anyway, that's it. I love you guys so, so, so much. Jan is here. Hello, Jan. Welcome, welcome. Have you been here the whole time? So you're saying I'm interested in your new surprise. Awesome. So I hope that means that you heard what I'm doing and you're ready to come on over. If not, then I will DM you after and we can talk about it because I'm not going to repeat it all here. But I would love it. Love it if you were there, Jan. I think you would really dig the place too. So, anyway, I did get ChatGPT for one last kind of time in here in YouTube. So if you're listening to this in the what is it called? In the replay, go ahead and answer these questions as if you're listening to it live. You won't be able to come up on screen, but I will still, head on over and answer any questions or any comments that are here in the next couple months anyway. So here are the questions. Let's see what ChatGPT came up with. Where is it? I know that I asked you for some questions. I never read them. You guys know I never read them first because I want to answer them too. Okay. I think maybe he was confused on this one because I wanted it just to be like kind of a wrap up of the year questions, but we'll see. Anyway, okay. So the first question is, what's one boundary that actually makes you more loving, not less? Oh, I see what he's doing. Okay. So he did. Sorry, guys. So you know how I ask questions every episode, and I always get ChatGPT to do it so then I can answer the questions with you guys. I think he's taking questions from the previous, like throughout the year that we've already asked. So anyway, let's play along. Let's just do this anyway because I think this would be good. So let's see. So what's one boundary that actually makes you more loving, not less? Okay, that's a good one. What do you tend to give the most grace to and who gets the least? Oh, who do you tend to give the most grace to and who gets the least? Okay, so it says no names required. We did do this one last time, actually, last month in December. And um I was something that really came up to me was that nobody said themselves in that. Nobody said that they give themselves the most grace. It was like they give the most grace usually to their partner or to something like that. Um so that's really interesting to me. So I'd be curious. I shouldn't have said that before you guys answer, but so who do you tend to give the most grace to and who gets the least? And then I don't like these questions. These are all just literally from before. Okay. Um okay, is there someone you're trying to understand who actually needs less understanding and just more space? I don't think we did that this year at all. That's a really good one. Is there someone that you're trying to understand who actually needs less understanding and more space? That's a good one. Okay, so let's go through those questions. Normally I put them on here. So let me copy and paste this one. Okay, number one. Why am I having such a hard time with this mouse? This is so weird. Okay, so this is number 1. Guys, go ahead. So, what's one boundary that actually makes you more? The next question was, who do you tend to give most grace to and who gets the least? So, we will do that one right there. And then we will do, see, I'm really excited to do this in school. I think this is going to be really fun. And then the third one was, is there someone you're trying to understand who actually needs less understanding and more space? That's a good one. So this is number 3. We'll do these and we will see. So if you guys are new, then go ahead and just you put 1 and put your answer, and then I will put it up on the show, and 2 and then the answer and so on. But we're just going to do these 3 questions and see. What's going to be interesting is if you've answered this question before on the show, and you can see if your answer has changed, because as we grow, sometimes our answers to these types of things change. So the first one was, what's one boundary that actually makes you more loving, not less? For me, I will answer it first. I think a boundary that makes me more loving really is saying no. And I've never understood that because I've always been a yes person. I actually remember I was in, I think it was like second year university, and there was a girl that I went to high school with. And I remember her, we hadn't talked all university. I actually didn't even know that she went to university. Like my university. For some reason, I thought she went to Toronto. Anyway, I see her there and she's studying in study hall, like down a couple couches down from me. And she must have heard a conversation that I was having. And she wrote on her notebook, no, and just held it up to me so that I could see it. The person that I was talking to couldn't because their back was to me. I just started laughing because I was like, holy moly. She knows that even in high school, I would never say no to people. I was always like, yeah, sure. I mean, I'm totally booked or I'm totally exhausted, but sure, I can do it. And I was even doing that into university and then into my 20s and then into my 30s. And it's just recently that I'm realizing that no is actually sometimes the most loving thing that I can do, because then I'm able to give people my best. I'm able to be able to, when I say no to somebody, I don't have to say it meanly, but I can just say, no, you know what? I can't do that. Or that doesn't interest me. Because then instead of me saying yes and then showing up exhausted, or saying yes and then bailing maybe later on, saying no is the most loving, honest thing that I can do. So for me, that would be my answer. And then let's go to question number 2. I'm going to see if you guys have answered this. Okay. So if you guys want to answer, go ahead. Just put 1 and then put your answer. And then number 2 is, who do you tend to give the most grace to and who gets the least? No names required. Okay. So for me, who do you tend to give the most grace to and who gets the least? Well, who gets the least is for sure me. Um, but now, that's always been me. But now, I would say in the last 6 months anyway, I've been starting to give myself a lot of grace, knowing that I'm really doing my best. And if you guys have ever read The 4 Agreements, it's one of my favorite books. One of the agreements, one of the agreements in there is always do your best. And it's, do 100%, do your best, whatever that is. And so if you're sick, if you're not feeling good, then, 20% of what you would normally do on a really great day might be your 100% for that day. Don't try to do 120. Don't try to do more than your best. Just do your best. And I've always really liked that one, but I was like, oh, yeah, no, of course. But I mean, if I'm having a really good day, I want to do more. When you're having a really good day, it might feel like more, but when it's 100%, it's the best that you can do, not more. Pushing yourself to do more than feels natural or aligned with what you can handle or your energy, that's a problem. That's doing more than your best. And so this year, it being as trying as it was, I really did give myself grace and allowed myself that even on the hard days that sometimes it looked like it was only 10%, I knew for me, that was as much as I could give, and that was okay. And because I always did my best, given where I was, it really made it easy not to have guilt, um, around it. I still had to work through it because I have a lot of guilt that I build for some reason. Um, but I was able to talk myself through it and gave myself a lot more grace. So, um, but who do I tend to give the most grace to? I don't know. I don't know. I feel like my family and Mike, I I hope that I give them grace. I might not. I might be hard on them. I'd have to think with this one. I'd have to sit with this one a little bit. Okay. So, oh, Darlene is here. Hello. Happy New Year, Darlene. Happy New Year. I hope you're doing well. Okay, so those were the first 2 questions. So Darlene, just in case you're hopping on now, the first question was, what's one boundary that actually makes you more loving, not less? The second one was, who do you tend to give the most grace to and who gets the least? And then the third question is right here. And it says, is there someone you're trying to understand who actually needs less understanding and more space? Yes. Um, I think I think a lot of people in my life this year need more space than they do understanding. Um, I, especially with my family, have been trying to understand everybody. Why do you want to do that? What are we doing? Why are you making that decision? Why? And I've been wanting to understand why people are dealing with the things that we're dealing with, the way that they're dealing with it. And I've only recently, like the last few days, realized that, you know what? I don't need to understand it. I need to just accept where everybody's at and give everybody space to do what they're going to do with their life. And I can't control, um I could try to understand. That's nice to try to understand, but if they're really not wanting to share, or maybe they don't even understand, cuz do you ever get that you almost don't even understand why you're doing the things that you're doing? And sometimes you just need space so you can figure out why you're doing the things that you're doing and figure out, do I want to continue doing the things that I've been doing the way that I've been doing them? And sometimes when people are trying to understand you while you're in that transition of trying to figure out who you are or what's best for you, it becomes very frustrating. And so this year, I can see a lot of people personally and on the periphery where I'm listening to a lot of conversations that are happening. I think a lot of us are in that we're really trying to figure out, what do we need? Who can we be while we're showing up for everybody else? How can we best show up for ourselves? And if we're not exactly sure how to articulate that or explain that, then having people try to understand us isn't very loving. What's really loving is just giving us the space to be able to do that. And then when we're ready, we can come out at it. And so, because I'm seeing that happen a lot, I really think that I'm going to be giving a lot more people space, with the uh, using the words to be able to explain that this is exactly what I'm doing. I want to be able to understand you. I want to be able to be here for you. I don't know how to do that right now. And so I'm going to give you space. And when you're ready, I hope you come back to me. I hope that you talk to me. I hope you open up to me so they know they're not alone, but that I'm going to allow them to be, not allow them, but just accept that they're going to be going through their journey the way that they're going to be going through it. So, um, that's that for me. Darlene says, I need more space. I know that. You know what, girl? You are not alone. I think a lot of us this year, I think a lot of us need that. I think a lot of us we've come out of, I mean, think about it. We all came out of, you know, 5 years, 4 or 5 years of unprecedented times, right? And instead of really softening or being given time to heal from that, we just kept going, right? This became the new normal, and then we just kept going. and things didn't really get better, they just got different. And I think this year is finally where people are saying, "You know what? I need to slow down. I need to figure this out for me. I need to figure out who I am." Um, and I'll give you a little tip for me anyway. What I'm realizing is we are all love. And if we can go back to love is the answer for everything. And I know it sounds very trite and very simple. But if we could start doing that, love for ourselves, showing ourselves that we care for ourselves, and space, maybe how we show ourselves that we love ourselves, um, giving ourselves grace, being kind, and doing that for the people that we love too. And also doing that for strangers that we don't know. And also doing that for people in the public eye that we may not understand. Um, I think love really is the answer for all of it. And giving space is a big part of that. So thanks, ChatGPT, for those questions that I didn't think I liked, but I actually did. So I hope you did too. I love you guys so, so much. I really hope to see you over at school. Check out the link in the bottom. Like I said, it's free. It's a free platform. Even if you decided that you wanted to run your own community, it's $9 a month. You can do the $99 plan. That's what I'm on, but you could literally run like a whole business for $9 a month, which is insane. But you could have a whole ecosystem of communities, hobby communities, learning, grounding, all the things that you want for 2026. You could find your people there for free. So I really hope that you come on over, be a part of the happy hangout. I would love to have you there. And I will see you there, I hope. So happy new year. I love you, love you, love you. And if you're watching this in the replay, take care. Bye, everyone.